Welcome to ATG Sports Plus. I'm Jessica Kiko, and joining me is Zach Haiku. Let's dive into our top stories.
First up, let's talk about the Phantom Sports Football League. Week 3 was intense. On May 17th, the Ravens dominated the 49ers with an 84-0 victory. Then on May 18th, the Mambas crushed the Packers 75-0. Finally, on May 19th, the Cowboys beat the Saints 42-7.
Moving on to the SRL Charger Cup Series Golden 100, what a night it was. Kathleen Spicy clinched the victory with a race time of 24 minutes, 37.441 seconds, followed by Marie Robbins in second and Rachel Grace in third.
And we can't forget the Road Tax 5 Championship. In the main race at Fullerton, Luke Carmona took first place with Eli Bennett in second and Jesus Crisp in third. The action was non-stop.
Stay tuned for all these highlights and more. Don't miss any of the upcoming events in our sports calendar.
What a race on Thursday 16th at the Speedball. Rachel Grace took the win in an electrifying finish.
Absolutely, Zach. Jade Naskiff made an impressive debut, finishing just 0.155 seconds behind in second place, while Zach Ironstone secured third. The race was filled with excitement, featuring about 20 lead changes.
The Speedball race was 75 laps long with a total race time of 17 minutes, 45.442 seconds. Here's a quick look at the top 3 finishers.
Rachel Grace came in first with a time of 17 minutes, 45.442 seconds, and a best lap of 13.527 seconds. Jade Naskiff was just behind her, and Zach Ironstone rounded out the podium.
For now, the SRL Thursday Night Thunder Series heads to the dirt track at Bristol Potemkin for a 100-lap showdown. You won't want to miss it.
Let's also highlight the upcoming races after Bristol Potemkin. The series continues with exciting stops including Thunder Valley, Red Rock Raceway, and the final showdown at Mountain Peak Speedway.
That's right, Jessica. Each race has been more thrilling than the last. Make sure to catch all the action and see who comes out on top in the championship standings.
Speaking of standings, here are the current top 3 in the championship.
Leading the pack is Rachel Grace, followed by Jade Naskiff in second, and Zach Ironstone in third. It's a tight race, and every point counts as we move forward.
Stay tuned for more updates and highlights. And remember, you can catch all the action live each week. See you at the track. Let's dive into the SRL Charger Cup Series Golden 100 race recap, Zach. What a night it was.
Absolutely, Jessica. It was an incredible race at the Golden 100. Kathleen Spicy clinched the victory with a total race time of 24 minutes, 37 seconds, .441. She was closely followed by Marie Robbins, who started from the pole and finished in second place, just 7.322 seconds behind.
And let's not forget Rachel Grace, who grabbed the third spot, finishing a lap down. It was a tough race for many, but Karma Sora, finishing fourth, had the fastest lap of the race at 14.142 seconds on lap 10. That earned her some valuable bonus points.
That's right, Jessica. After this thrilling race, Kathleen Spicy remains at the top of the championship standings with Marie Robbins and Rachel Grace following closely behind. The series is getting more exciting with each race.
Each race is proving to be crucial for these drivers. Don't miss the highlights and the upcoming races in the calendar. The action is heating up, Zach.
Let's jump right into the SRL TNT Dirt Series Bristol 100 race recap. Jessica, what an exciting race it was.
It sure was, Zach. Mason Rainier from County Line's finest took the victory with a total race time of 19 minutes, 18.401 seconds. Karma Sora finished a close second, just 3.185 seconds behind, and Rachel Grace rounded out the podium in third, only 4.322 seconds behind the leader.
And let's not forget Zach Ironstone, who not only started on the pole, but also ran the fastest race lap at 11.010 seconds on lap 14. An impressive performance all around.
After this race at Bristol Dirt, the top 3 drivers in the championship standings are Mason Rainier, Karma Sora, and Rachel Grace. Each race is shaping up to be crucial for these standings.
That's right, Jessica. The season is heating up and every race counts. Be sure to catch the highlights and check out the upcoming races in the calendar. It's going to be an exciting series. Jessica, the first round of the Rotax 5 Championship was filled with excitement at Misano SCT.
Absolutely, Zach. The qualifying race was intense, with Eli Bennett taking the top spot, followed by Emmy Blueberry in second and Azria Evergarden in third.
Eli Bennett also set the fastest lap time in qualifying with an impressive 20.091 seconds. The competition was fierce, with Jesus Crisp finishing fourth and Morticia Velota in fifth.
Moving on to the main race, Jesus Crisp came out victorious with Emmy Blueberry in second and Valky Skylaker taking third place. Eli Bennett, who dominated the qualifying, finished fourth.
Morticia Velota rounded out the top 5 in the main race, followed by Azria Evergarden in 6th and Candy Tamara in 7th. Bailey and Don Romario both finished a lap down.
It's also worth noting that Eli Bennett set the fastest lap in the main race with incredible 19.938 seconds. That's blazing fast.
The Rotax 5 Championship is off to a thrilling start. Remember, folks, this is just the beginning. Stay tuned for the upcoming races and more high-speed action.
Mark your calendars for the next round and keep an eye on your favorite racers as the competition heats up. See you at the track. Hey, Zach, let's jump into the results from round 2 of the Rotax 5 Championship in the Grind Karting Series.
Sounds good, Jessica. Starting with the qualifying rounds, Luke Carmona took the pole position with a fastest lap of 32.931 seconds, followed by Eli Bennett and Jesus Crisp in second and third.
Moving on to the main race, Luke Carmona secured first place and again maintaining his lead. Eli Bennett came in second and Jesus Crisp finished third.
The top 3 for both the qualifying and main races were consistent, with Luke Carmona leading the pack, followed by Eli Bennett and Jesus Crisp.
Absolutely, Zach. This race took place at Fullerton, and it was a thrilling 13-minute race. Don't miss the highlights and stay updated with all the upcoming events in the calendar.
Jessica, let's settle up and take a look at the Second Life Equestrian calendar. There are some exciting events coming up.
Oh, absolutely, Zach. Starting with the Harport Derby Championship for horse flat racing, Week 3 is running from Monday, May 27th to Friday, May 31st, from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Second Life time each day. The races start promptly at 10:15 a.m. Second Life time, so make sure to be there by 10 a.m. Second Life time for registration.
Yes, and with 10,000 Linden in cash prizes for the top 3 winners, plus bonus Alto gift cards for the top 10, it's an event you won't want to miss. The races will be held at the Harport City Horse Racing Track. Remember, if there are more than 10 riders, the race will be divided into groups, so be prepared for some competitive action.
And coming up in June, mark your calendars for the Evergarden Ride with Pride show from June 14th to 16th. This event celebrates the LGBTQIA plus community with equestrian sports, returning after a hiatus since 2021. It promises a weekend full of exciting events, camaraderie, and vibrant festivities at Evergarden.
That's right, Jessica. Pride is a year-round commitment at Evergarden, and this event will be a great opportunity to celebrate inclusivity and the love for equestrian sports. We are looking forward to seeing everyone there for a fun-filled weekend.
So there you have it, a packed schedule of equestrian events to look forward to. Make sure to check out the highlights and stay tuned for all the upcoming competitions and celebrations. Zach, we just finished up the SLPGA championship at Deer Creek, and it was an exciting finish.
Oh, absolutely, Jessica. Lexi Amore came out on top with a total score of 288, earning a massive 100 points. Pond Man took second place, just one shot behind at 193, and Lily rounded out the top 3 with a score of 198.
The competition was fierce across all 4 rounds at Deer Creek Golf Resort, with Lexi leading the pack in each round. Here are the top 3 finishers.
In first place, Lexi Amore with a total of 288 points and 100 championship points. Second place went to Pond Man with a total of 193 points, earning 90 points. And in third place was Lily with 198 points, earning 75 points.
Now let's take a look at the overall point race after 2 of 4 tournaments. Lexia Moray leads with 185 points, followed closely by Lily with 175 points, and Transcend's Pilot in third with 130 points.
Yes, and it's still anyone's game with 2 tournaments left.
The next tournament is just around the corner, and we're expecting the competition to be just as intense. Stay tuned for all the action and updates as the SLPGA Championship continues. Let's kick off the Phantom Sports Football League with 3 results, Zach. What a weekend it was.
Absolutely, Jessica. On May 17th, the Ravens dominated the 49ers with an overwhelming 84-0 victory.
Then on May 18th, the Mambas crushed the Packers 75-0. It was a one-sided game from the start to finish.
And on May 19th, the Cowboys took down the Saints 42-7. Impressive performances all around.
Looking ahead to Week 4 on May 24th, we have the Ravens facing off against the Cowboys at 6 p.m. Second Life time.
Then on May 26th, the Saints will play the Mambas at 2 p.m. Second Life time, followed by the Packers versus Bears at 6 p.m. Second Life time.
It's going to be another exciting week. Don't miss the highlights and check the calendar for all the upcoming games.
Let's cast off with this week's fishing game competitions. Jessica, we've had some impressive catches.
We sure have, Zach, starting with the Sunday comp at Burn Lagoon, which locked in a total weight of 1,022.34 pounds. The Bait and Hook Memorial Weekend Fishing Competition on May 26 had an even more impressive total weight of 1,598.96 pounds.
Don't forget Castaway at the Mast, which recorded 1,492.23 pounds. And the Hope In for a Whopper competition led the pack with a massive total weight of 2,131.45 pounds.
In the Rod and Hills competition, they locked in 1,333.73 pounds, while the Just a Weekend Hooker comp saw 1,049.83 pounds caught. The Hush Money competition also had a significant total weight of 1,072.11 pounds.
Moving on to the top running totals in catch weight order, James the Alostar leads with 1,452 pounds. Susie Bear Resident follows with 1,105.808 pounds. And Mr. 349 Dreadlow is close behind with 1,101.02 pounds.
For the Whopper category, Pretty Belle 72 Resident caught a 92.87 pound swordfish, taking the top spot. Susie Bear Resident's 89.11 pound squid and Jeff Goodnight's 81.33 pound squid were also impressive catches.
In the stringer category, Jeff Goodnight leads with a total of 9.96 pounds on his stringer, followed by Rakir Ellendale with 9.95 pounds and Hiralyn May Resident with 9.94 pounds.
And for this week's featured species tournament focusing on squid, Susie Bear Resident tops the list with a total weight of 89.11 pounds, followed by Jeff Goodnight with 81.33 pounds, and James E. Hallisar with 49.37 pounds.
Be sure to catch the highlights and stay tuned for all upcoming competitions. The fishing action is nonstop, and each event is bringing in some amazing results.
Let's dive into the Second Life Wrestling events calendar for this week, Zach. It's packed with action from start to finish.
It really is, Jessica. Kicking off on Monday, we've got UFW Unbroken at Farzona starting at 5 p.m. Second Life time, followed by FWF Blood at Studio FWF at 7 p.m. Second Life time.
Moving on to Tuesday, Premier Wrestling hits Sci-Fi Con at 1 p.m. Second Life time. Then BCW's Battle Zone takes over at Blackburn Theater at 3 p.m. Second Life time. And Honor Pro Wrestling Infinity wraps up the day at Percade at 6 p.m. Second Life time. Thursday brings a special DAW Alive 2 at Sci-Fi Con.
Friday is just as exciting, starting with DCWF Slam City at Little Italy at 2 p.m. Second Life time. Then at 6 p.m. Second Life time, we have VWE Friday Night Defiance at Capital City Arena, followed by UFW Nightfall at Farzona at 8 p.m. Second Life time.
Saturday's lineup includes Premier Wrestling Unplugged at Siren Shore at 1 p.m. Second Life Time, Elite Angel Wrestling at Sacred Island at 4 p.m. Second Life Time, WPWF Asylum at Sky High Arena at 6 p.m. Second Life Time, and FCW Mayhem Night at FCW Arena at 7 p.m. Second Life Time.
And Sunday starts early with OEW Ascension at Decatur Bay at 10 a.m. Second Life Time. Then a VWE Sunday Night Endurance at Capital City Arena at 3 p.m. Second Life Time, and capping off the week, UFW Frontline at Furzona at 7 p.m. Second Life Time.
It's a full week of nonstop wrestling action. Make sure to catch all the highlights and stay tuned for every show on the calendar. Welcome back, wrestling fans. It's time for the most exhilarating segment of the week where we dive into the hottest action and biggest surprises from the ring.
That's right, Jessica. We got intense rivalries, shocking upsets, and jaw-dropping moments that you don't want to miss. Let's get right into the chaos and excitement.
Zach, Defiance on May 17th was packed with action and surprises.
Sure was, Jessica. Let's start with Danny calling out Yukitama, but Kasumi wanted a title shot too. Yukitama came out and attacked Kasumi until Duncan intervened, setting up a championship match at Bloodlust between Danny and Yukitama, with Kasumi as the special guest referee.
The first match saw Angel Cole defeating Terra Nova in a solid opening bout.
And James Gray demanded a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship, which Brackman Wilder granted for Bloodlust.
In the second match, Ren didn't show up and instead sent the massive Titan to face Javier. Javier defeated Titan, but Titan attacked Javier afterward. Kurt Bombastic saved the day by intervening.
Drewski Oxley called out Austin Knight for a taped fist match, but Austin wasn't at the arena. He was at Drewski's home, revealing he now owns Drewski's home and ranch, kicking out Drewski's wife, Morrigan. Drewski was furious.
Sam the Man defeated a Cody imposter in the third match. Afterward, the real Cody came out, laid out both Sam and Ian, and challenged Sam to a match at Bloodlust.
In the locker room, Morgan Jones apologized to K-Pow, but K-Pow wasn't too receptive. Infamous Destruction then mocked them, leading to Maxwell challenging K-Pow to a match at Bloodlust.
Brooke Owens demanded a match against Becky at Bloodlust, which Stuart Wharf granted.
The fourth match between Sybil and Alexa didn't happen because Marinetta attacked Sybil, breaking her arm.
The main event featured James Gray against a mystery opponent who turned out to be Morgan Jones. Morgan used a clever tactic, pretending James hit him with a skateboard, causing a disqualification and giving Morgan the win.
With all these setups, Bloodlust is shaping up to be an explosive event. Stay tuned for all the upcoming action and drama. Jessica, WPWF Asylum on May 18th was absolutely packed with action and drama.
No doubt, Zach. The show kicked off with Rena addressing the recent events at Ragnarok. She taunted the underdogs and called out anyone brave enough to face her, which brought out Abigail Katsu. Rena responded with disdain, but Abigail laid down the challenge.
The first match saw Joanne Steele defeating Katie Carter in a solid opener.
Then in the second match, Abigail Katsu took on and defeated Foxy Beth Ann.
After that, the WPWF Tag Team Champions Carmelita and Soledad, known as Vesuvius, came out to berate their opponents from Ragnarok and called out the underdogs, Kimberly Smith and Joanne Steele. A heated exchange followed, culminating in a slap and brawl between Soledad and Joanne.
The third match featured Vena the Kraken Goop Piuta defeating Andrea Dalka in a non-title bout. Post-match, Maya Araya launched a surprise attack on Vena, leaving her battered outside the ring.
The main event was intense, with Samantha Foxley defending her WPWF World Championship against Karma Star and coming out victorious.
Now let's look ahead. WPWF Asylum continues to deliver high-stakes action. Mark your calendars for more thrilling matches and unexpected twists.
Stay tuned for all the latest updates and highlights. We'll keep you posted on every development as the rivalry heats up.
Hey, Zach, let's break down the electrifying action from last Thursday's pre-Sci-Fi Con DAW Crossfade event at the DAW Battlements in Area City.
Definitely, Jessica. The first mix of the evening featured Awazame, fresh off a surprise victory against Donner, taking on newcomer Cassandra, a snake jackal hybrid. It was an epic struggle, but Cassandra emerged victorious with a 2-1 win.
And in the main event, we saw a massive bout between Donner and Sasha Winters. After a thrilling back and forth, Sasha Winters, the video bear, managed to beat Donner with a 2-1 victory thanks to the DAW Maximizer and Amplify Cannon.
And the excitement doesn't stop there. This week, we have a special extra episode of DAW Live at SL Sci-Fi Con 16 with DAW Alive 2. It's happening this Thursday, May 30th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Second Life time. Plus, DAW has a booth in the Shockwave Sim of the convention, so be sure to drop in during your adventures.
It's going to be an action-packed week, Zach. Make sure to check out the highlights and don't miss any of the events in the calendar.
Let's break down the action from VWE Endurance on May 19th, 2024. Jessica, what a night it was.
Indeed, Zach. Starting with the Women's Endurance Tournament Finals, Destiny Carmichael defeated Barbie Bardot, earning her a spot in next week's Endurance Women's Championship match against the top-ranked Blair Bennett.
In the second match, Morgan Jones stepped in for JWB Swing and faced Titan under endurance rules. Despite the last-minute change, Morgan Jones emerged victorious.
And in the main event, the Men's Endurance Tournament Final saw Tyler Crisis take on Sam the Man. With a little help from Cody Howley, Tyler Crisis secured the win and will face Nodis Grimoire in next week's Endurance Championship match.
The stage is set for an exciting championship showdown next week. Don't miss the highlights and all upcoming events in the calendar.
Zach, let's talk about VWE Bloodlust on May 24th. What an incredible night.
Absolutely, Jessica. Starting with the first match, Brackman Wilder retained the VWE World Heavyweight title by defeating James Gray.
Then we had Maxwell Ryan winning against Morgan Jones, who stepped in for K-Pow.
Becky claimed the Queen of the Arena briefcase after defeating Brooke Owens, a huge win for her.
In the fourth match, Sam the Man retained his VWE National Champion title by defeating Cody Howley.
The Austin Knight versus Drewski Oxley match ended with Austin Knight winning by KO in a taped fist match.
And in the main event, Yukutama Ryoko took the VWE Women's World Championship from Danny. Kasumi Hayata was the special guest referee and initially refused to declare Yukutama the winner until threatened with firing. She then knocked out Yukutama herself.
What a night of action. Be sure to catch the highlights and stay updated with all the upcoming events in the calendar.
And that wraps up our recap of this week's wrestling action. It's been a roller coaster of emotions from intense rivalries to stunning victories.
Absolutely, Jessica. With so many incredible matches and unexpected twists, we can't wait to see what next week has in store. Stay tuned for more updates and highlights.
Thanks for joining us, wrestling fans. Keep your eyes on the ring, and we'll see you next time with all the latest from the world of wrestling.
Jessica, we had some thrilling races on Saturday, May 18th along the Alpine Tunnels route. The competition was fierce with photo finishes in every race.
That's right, Zach. The route started with the climb from the straight through the Alpine tunnels, reaching maximum speeds on the steep descent before looping through the town to complete the lap. Let's dive into the results.
In Qualifier 1, Morticia Velota took first place, followed by Umbrian Viper in second, and Atomic Infinity in third. A strong showing for all competitors.
Qualifier 2 saw Yorkie Bardeen clinching the first place, with Simple Jacket Resident in second, and A1923 Resident rounding out the top three.
Moving on to the Division 2 final, Evelina 95 Resident came out on top, her Rabe Resident took second place, and Tanya Järvinen finished third.
And in the Division 1 final, Morticia Velota claimed victory once again. Umbreon Viper took second, and Giacomo Resident secured third place.
Let's not forget the fastest laps of the week. Nanoyo Resident set the pace with a blistering lap time of 98.365 seconds. XX Isaac Evanson XX Resident was close behind with 98.446 seconds, and Giacomo Resident clocked in at 99.037 seconds for third fastest.
What a week of racing, Zach. The competition is heating up and we can't wait to see what happens next. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates and highlights from the racing world.
Let's break down the exciting results from the Second Life Cycling Federation race held on Saturday, May 25, 2024 at RRMC. Jessica, it was quite the event.
Oh, indeed, Zach. Starting with the Q1 race, Giacomo Resident took first place, followed by Evelina 95 Resident in second, and A1923 Resident in third.
In Q2, Umbrian Viper clinched the top spot, with Yorkie Bardeen in second and Mr. C Sparta rounding out the top three.
Moving to the D2 race, Jesus Crisp came out on top, with Harabi Resident in second and Sean Carlucci 7 Resident in third.
And in the D1 race, Catayos Resident secured first place, Morticia Velota took second, and Simple Jacket Resident finished third.
The overall podium saw Catayas Resident and Jesus Crisp both taking first in their respective divisions, followed by Morticia Velota and Arabi Resident in second, and Simple Jacket Resident and Sean Carlucci 7 Resident in third.
It was an impressive display of skill and endurance. Be sure to check out the highlights and stay tuned for all upcoming events in the calendar.
That is all for today's episode of ATG Sports Plus. We hope you enjoyed the updates and highlights.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more thrilling sports action and in-depth analysis. Stay up to date with all the latest events and results.
Make sure to check your calendar for upcoming events and mark your favorites.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on ATG Sports Plus. Keep cheering for your teams and stay sporty.
Until then, don't forget to keep the ball rolling on the virtual field.